Our next guest saying some of the big technology retailers, such as Amazon, are benefiting already from those very deals that Julia was reporting on. Rosenblatt Securities senior analyst Barton Crockett joins us now. And why don't we start there, Barton? I mean, the idea of these third-party retail services, what has Amazon told us so far in terms of the success they're seeing with sort of this click-through?
Well, Amazon hasn't told us a ton. We do cover Pinterest, which was early on and I think is very well exposed given their focus on kind of e-commerce as a core part of their content. And, and they've been very kind of optimistic. Again, not a lot of numbers, but I think this is a great theme. I mean, we're recommending Amazon, we're recommending Pinterest, and this is part of that theme. I mean, certainly for Amazon, their real strengths in recent quarters have been around advertising and around third-party services. Those two growing 26% and 20% roughly year over year in the third quarter. And these type of arrangements, I think, hold the possibility for, certainly in the third-party services and maybe even the advertising, some acceleration in those great revenue lines for Amazon.
And large margin businesses here. I mean, advertising alone is, just to put a point on it, correct?
Yeah. I mean, certainly third-party services, there's a lot of logistics, which is part of Amazon's moat, part of their advantage. But this does appear to be, have great margin attributes. Certainly the advertising that's very kind of transactional. It's not tied to a big content spend like a football game. You love to see that. Amazon's certainly been, found religion, found, new kind of execution on margin, which has been a great part of the story. And, one of the things we also like at this juncture.
How long has Instagram, Meta, been trying to make social shopping a thing? I mean, it's not new, right, that they've had these aspirations and been trying to do this via links, which even if the ads are very successful, how much does Instagram or Meta itself actually benefit?
Well, I think Instagram and Meta are part of, this kind of cultural change, which is, people are surfing online. They're looking for social recommendations, social input into their e-commerce. What Amazon brings to the table with these deals is deep integration, so you can actually complete the transaction within the site through a retailer that you're probably using already and probably very comfortable with. So that's a very powerful kind of extension of what has been kind of influencer-driven vibe before. Now you can actually do the transaction and tick off your holiday shopping list, and that's a great change, I think, for this holiday season.
Hey, Barton, while we have you, we had a discussion earlier this morning about some of the labor disputes in media that are now out of the way. Theatrical distribution can now be promoted with full force. I just wonder, going into year end and into Q1, whether you'd want to have some of the legacy media names or Netflix, or ladder some of your preferences.
Well, look, I think that the end of the strike lets everyone get back to business. It does mean that they're going to be spending on production. The difficulty for the legacy media companies is what we're talking about right here, which is the effectiveness of other forms of advertising. So the ad environment was really subpar in the third quarter, and it looked pretty difficult into the fourth quarter for the big TV media companies. And part of that, we think, is advertisers taking budget from TV and putting it into social commerce, putting into e-commerce driven formats. And, that's a difficult tide to swim against. So certainly you're going to see someone like Netflix benefit from the production cycle ramping up. They weren't really hurt, but on a relative basis, you want to see them come out with new shows to drive that subscriber line. And over time, hopefully Disney benefits. But, there's a lot of kind of, things to fight through that are secularly challenging in that group.